All right.
Uh,
So, if you had to pick something out, what would you say are either like your weakest points or things you would like to learn about the most?
I'd definitely have to say positioning is definitely one of the biggest sort of catch points. Um, it's one of those things that I feel as though I understand, and then there'll just be points in a game which you literally saw and pointed out during that quick match
Mm-hmm.
where my brain just went, aha, I can go into mid and just use Gul'dan sustain stuff to just get points,
Mm-hmm.
like build things up, and it's like that was not good. It was a bad thing. Um, that's the sort of big main issue that
Okay.
I can definitely see. Like there are going to be points where you'll just either sit there and say, "Where the fuck are you going?" or various in this game positioning fuck ups.
So, do you know how to follow your own camera?
Uh, one would it's not what I thought it would have been. It's I thought it would be L, but it was not.
Nope, it's number keys. You can follow players.
Ah, so I'd be two. Okay, there we go. The only other thing that I will posit just to alleviate any kind of shit that I pull here, it is 5 a.m. at the time of this recording. So
Okay. So, right off the bat, you tried to kill yourself.
okay,
So, let's talk about that. Uh,
okay.
so right here, right, we're doing the standard HotS thing where everybody goes mid right off the bat. Do you know why everyone goes mid right off the bat?
To get kills, one would assume. To get
But do
like
you know
kill people, get
why?
XP.
Do you know why everyone's mid instead of being elsewhere?
I can't say that I do.
So the idea is that at this point in the game, or rather, hold on. So right here, there is nothing on the map that you can take except for the vision camp. Like, there are no waves in any of the lanes. So the only way to get any sort of advantage is to either kill somebody or get the vision camp until the waves are actually in the lanes. Which is why everyone goes mid right away, because the more people you have, the higher your chances of actually getting a kill. Whereas if one of you went top, one of you went bottom, and three of you went mid, and all five of them went mid, chances are someone on your team is going to die. So
Right.
usually what happens on Sky Temple at least is everyone goes to the vision camp right away because it's the first way to actually gain an advantage. The advantage you actually gain from this is in the real early levels. Um, when you clear a wave and you want to rotate, right? Whoever controls the vision gets to see the rotations. So if you control this and you have five people mid right away and they have one person top, say, and you clear a wave and then you back up to your mid gate, they can't see where you're going. They can't tell if people are rotating top to kill whoever they have getting XP there or what's happening. Whereas if they control it, they have that information.
Right. Okay.
Ugh. So when I say you tried to kill yourself right here,
I can
is
already see that. Yeah.
you see none of them. The normal thing people do is all five to right here. Where is your team?
Not right here.
If they get one pinning shot onto you into an Uther stun, there is no way for you to get out of that. So you walking up here just blindly onto this without your team, not even checking the bush, by the way. You
Nope.
are begging for them to kill you. But they're not great, so you get away with it.
Yeah.
You got away with murder here.
I get the feeling that this is going to happen a lot during this replay. Right.
So something you have to understand when you are playing Tassadar is that you are a high damage mage with no mobility, none. The only way you get out of a situation pre-13 is you float slowly. And maybe you get a wall between you and them. So you have to position accordingly. Because, like, so right now, they have the vision camp, right? So, for an example, if you're in that lane, getting XP, and they want to gank you, right? Where do you have to think about where would they come from, and where would I have to stand for that to be ineffective? Right? Because if you're in the middle of the lane and they control the vision and they come up through this left bush, you're dead. You have no out. So what you have to respect is sort of your territory versus their territory. Right? Because if you have the wave pushed up, you have vision. Right? You don't want to push with the wave past a certain point when you can't see or when you don't know where the enemy team is on the map. Right? Because if you go, like, past the middle of the lane here, and two people come up here and they have even the slightest amount of CC, chances are you're dead. You just have no out, and you have no assists. So what you want to be doing early on, generally, is, as a mage player, you usually want to be hugging your tank. Now, this is quick match, and you have no tank. So the situation's a little bit different. But the phrase I like to use is your side of the tank, which is just standing between your tank and your core. So that if you get rolled up upon, there's a tank as sort of a buffer. Now we're taking tower shots for no reason, and I'm not sure why we're doing that. See, now right here, you see... I guess technically you see 4 of them because you can see an Abathur head. But you know they just took the vision camp, right? And by process of elimination, you know who took the vision camp. So now, Jaina has one of two options. Does she come up the right side and to clear the wave, or does she come up the left side and just nuke you? If she comes up the left side, you have no defense. You're dead. If she is even remotely competent with her skill shots, you will die here. Because you are pushed up in the lane as a mage with no escapes.
And instead she goes mid.
Oh, she goes
again.
mid like a donkey!
Yeah.
Force these backwater mercenaries to serve us.
I get, yeah. When I, what the fuck am I doing?
What is you doing? What? Oh, okay, so my guess here is that you're looking for Abathur.
I think that was the case, yes.
Don't do that as Tassadar. Because you are begging them to kill you.
I could only assume that's what I was doing.
Okay, also here, generally at this kind of early game situation, it's always better to back over tap. Tap being take your health fountain, or health well. Because if if anything happens soon, like, right now you're in a very passive state, right? There's no, like, high tension scenario that you're going to have to rotate to. So there's no need to tap. Tap is there if you need health and mana now, right? Otherwise you just back. Because, for example, like if you're fighting over top temple and like you absorb a lot of skill shots and you're real low, having or not having tap is a huge deal. Because if you're fighting over top temple and your health is low, you backing means that your team is down a member for 40 seconds or so. Whereas if you can tap, you tap and you're back in. So high tension situations, tap. Low tension situations, back. Hang on. I don't know why my music keeps turning off. It's infuriating.
What, your in-game one, or do you have...
Yeah, my in-game music.
Okay.
Force these backwater mercenaries to serve us.
How often would you say you look at the minimap?
I could definitely say not often enough, with absolute certainty. Definitely not often enough. It's one of those things where it's checking for rotations, but less like how best to describe. Basically, it's less of okay, there's 4 people in this lane, I'm probably fine. It's more a case of someone is coming. I see someone is coming, so I should move. So it's more reactive than proactive.
So a system that I want you to try to start implementing is anytime there is not an enemy hero on your screen, I want you to be staring at the minimap. I mean, actually staring.
Okay.
So, but back to the game at hand. What do we see here as you're going for this?
Actively nothing.
There
There is no bad guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you
on the map.
what I like to refer to as the golden rule of HotS.
Okay.
Anyone you don't see on the minimap, unless you know where they are, assume they're coming to kill you. And act accordingly. So what would that mean in this scenario?
I believe the right answer would be cowering near the tower.
That's the spirit. So, when you know that your entire team is bottom, and you know that you know nothing about their team's location, that's generally the play. Right? Because if you get rolled up upon, you have no help and you have no escape. So now is not the time to be taking risks with vision camps in between the two objectives. Because things like this tend to happen.
Yes.
So I'm afraid this situation was both predictable and avoidable.
I'm just going to quietly sip my drink here and bow my head in shame.
Because honestly, just like that one thought can drop like 80% of your deaths out of your game.
Right.
So now, once again, this is kind of asking them to kill you. Because the only person we know where they are is Uther. And once again, you are a squishy mage with no mobility. Man, you are getting away with an awful lot here.
I mean, I think this is going to be a theme. And part of me thinks that it's just bad habits that don't get punished.
Yeah, that'll tend to happen.
Yep.
Alright, this is good. Pushing an advantage. This position... My brother in Christ. Why? Why are we at the bottom left corner here with a wall between our fragile body and the rest of our team?
Now
This
I can give you the answer, the hindsight answer, or chances are what I was thinking at the time. Because I'm pretty sure what I was thinking at the time is, I am 100% safe because I have an E that I am certain I can land.
Alright, never think
And
that again. Go on.
Okay. And the second most important one is the Qs make a good ding sound, and I need more of them.
Yeah, shoot, they do, don't they?
Like, obviously with a bit more coherence than that, but I can hit Qs here, and whenever Uther walks at me, I can just go haha E
Like,
and leave.
if he and Nova had the confidence that God gave a silver player, they would both just walk straight at you. You would get E'd by Uther and comboed by Nova, and then you would be forced to back or you would die.
Yes.
That's not great.
That is something I do notice.
You generally want to have some beef between you and the opposition. You are not very 1v1 oriented. And now, things like this are happening. You didn't need to lose that health. You get away with it because, I mean, they're kind of, you know,
Yeah.
doing what they're doing, and, you know, your team was there.
Again, it's very much a. I get the feeling that literally the first time you said you're getting away with murder on the Vision camp, it was just a oh god, oh this game.
Yeah, it's amazing the things you see yourself do when you actually watch your replays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
generally,
I'm not a good player, but Jesus.
Generally, if you're playing a mage with no mobility like Tassadar or Gul'dan, or Jaina, like anyone with no escapes, right? You never want to be by yourself anywhere outside of where you can safely get to a tower. Right? So like right now, this is not a great position. This is a very predictable result.
Yes. Oh dear.
You want beef between you and the opposition when you are playing a mage. The general gameplay loop when you are playing a mage, assuming that you have like a normal-ish team comp, is you want to be following the tank around, waiting for him to land a CC so that you can throw everything you have at the person who got CC'd, and then wait for your cooldowns to come back.
Okay. Now, I do have a follow-up question with this.
Alright.
Obviously in... I forgot about that one. That one always brings a smile.
Alright, now we're standing in the middle of a wave taking a lot of damage for no reason.
Yes. And this is, you know, a very, probably, like, stupid question to ask.
There are no
What if your
stupid
tank
questions
is an
until you
idiot?
know the answers. What if the
Like,
tank is an
you say
idiot?
follow the tank. You say follow the tank,
Yes.
but there is... I mean, I can point at this game, point at the Jaina, point at that Uther and Nova earlier. What the fuck am I doing?
Looking for Abathur again.
Probably. I think it was a case of seeing the locust.
Yeah.
But getting away with stupid shit like that. What if the tank is stupid?
if you can identify the tank is stupid, and like if you know what he should be doing, then you generally need to get more comfortable with your ping help button.
Okay.
Like, another term that Zach and I like to use is one called wrangling the randos. Right? Because you only have so much control over the game. You need to, like, if you know what should be done, and you notice that your team might not do it, you need to try your best to get them pointed in the right direction. And if your tank is just inting, then generally you don't want to follow.
Right.
But the rule
I
of
suppose-
never be alone still applies. So that was another case of, I don't really know where my team is, and I definitely don't know where their team is. Your team kinda, like, your team was definitely not on the same page, as you have
Yeah.
half of your team taking boss, and you and Vala wanted to get some fort damage. You do manage to get the boss though, so that's all right.
I then think,
So here you should have put a wall between her and Vala.
and then I died to Jaina here. Yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely some options we could have taken there.
Yep.
Like, one, we should have put the wall between her and Vala. And the other is, as soon as Jaina showed up, you should not try to 1v1 her.
Okay.
Like, you should have just hit your one key and gotten out. How well would you say you know of the, like, the capabilities of each of the different heroes of the game?
Not very well. I kind of pick, like, when it comes to counters and what have you, I have some knowledge. Like, you know, simple things like CC against various characters typically ruins them, or you know, things like that. But it's a case of I have never played Uther. I have
Okay.
fought Uthers. I have fought Kira's, and I know that she does the spinny thing that hurts and kicks you away.
She does, doesn't she?
And I only recently learned when a buddy of mine played Kira that she actually has a form of lifesteal.
Okay, okay.
And it's things like that where I just didn't know. I don't exactly have the characters to you know, bring them into matches, which
Yeah. So
I should
basically,
probably go into practice, but
so yeah, basically what I'm looking for is like, on average, if if you're alone and somebody walks up to you, do you have a general idea of what they can do to you? Like general, their QWE.
yeah, some of them I don't.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to think of characters that I do and don't know. It's like the common quick match ones, like people like Butcher, people like Genji and things like that. I can typically know, like, if they're coming at me, I know what they're going to be doing. But then the more unique ones, like I say unique ones, but like Greymane, I only have sort of like a vague idea. Like he shoots guns, he'll dive at you.
He does. You love to shoot guns.
But that's sort of like where it begins and ends.
Oh, this was good. This was a instant disengage.
I think it then.
Yeah. See, once again, we're being alone.
Yeah.
And we want to not do that. The later and later it gets into the game, the more the never be alone rule applies. Especially, once again, like on mage characters. The later the game gets, the more you generally want to be grouped as 5. Now here, you're asking to die again.
Yes. And again, somehow, I think I do die for this though.
Oh, looks like you're getting out.
No. No. No, I think I die in this.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, I think with a couple applications of the basics, we can cut out about 80% of the ways you die.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Now,
just to sort of go over and apply, it's very much a don't be alone.
oh, this is another good point. Where you're standing right here, if the enemy team decides that they want to contest this, where are they going to come from?
Yeah, from the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm. And
So
which
I'm
way
gonna-
is your butthole pointed?
Oh, gee golly, is it the right? Yeah.
That's a problem.
See, I can't excuse most of this behavior other than just this is why I politely asked for the whole coaching thing because yeesh.
Yeah.
It is that bad.
Yeah, it's just a lot of things you don't know until you know.
Yeah. But it is certainly the like it sounds simple, and then you know okay, I didn't die
And
to that one.
it is
I thought
simple,
I did.
but you have to know to think about it.
Yeah. That's the one I died to. I know I died somewhere right at the end.
Gotcha.
Just to sort of go over the things that you mentioned here, it was don't die. Or, sorry, don't go alone.
That's important. Don't die. Yeah, don't die is a
Don't
very
die.
important part.
Yes. Because if you die, that means you're not hitting things.
Yes.
But don't be alone. Hide behind the tank, and generally just stare at the minimap.
And
The 3 major takeaways.
yeah, and respect where like your territory begins and ends.
Okay.
All right.